Good morning and welcome to Farm Factor. I'm your host, Jamie Bloom. On today's show, Duane Toews is at the Kansas Soybean Expo with President of the Association, Lucas Heinen. Then enjoy this week's Kansas Soybean Update. Next, Duane introduces us to the first ever 100 bushel winners of the Kansas Soybean Yield Contest. Then it's this week's Kansas Farm Bureau Update, and we'll end with Plain Talk featuring Kyle and Duane. Stay with us.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com. This segment brought to you by Kansas Grain Sorghum. Growers working together. Find out more at kansasgrainsorghum.org.
Welcome to Farm Factor. Today, Duane Toews is talking soybeans with Lucas Heinen, president of the Kansas Soybean Association.
Duane Toews joining you once again here on Ag AM in Kansas, and a chance to catch up today with Lucas Heinen, president of the Kansas Soybean Association. And Lucas, we think about 2017, a year of tremendous soybean production for the state of Kansas. We look ahead to 2018, and we're always hopeful that we'll back that up with another stellar year.
17 was a tremendous year, tremendously variable for some, tremendously wonderful for others. Just got done with the winners section of our conference here today. A lot of numbers starting with 9s and even one that started at 100. Big production. Farmers are really getting soybean production methods, I'd say, pretty refined. Those are huge numbers, and we're really pleased. And we look forward to an 18 that's even better, and God willing, we'll have it.
You talk about production, that would be one side. Marketing would be the other. And those two don't always coincide. Typically, when we have big production, we see lower prices. It doesn't always work in that regard. But the association, the commission, everybody within the soybean industry continuing really to try and emphasize to leadership across the United States that the export market pretty important to us.
Absolutely. Our export market is huge for the price of our soybeans. We're concerned about trade as a policy organization. We want to make sure that we have a seat at the table to talk to our legislators and get our information in front of them so they can make decisions with the people who have the power to determine whether or not a market is open for Kansas and U.S. soybeans.
We think about the future of the industry, and it continues to change and evolve. There are those speed bumps along the way, if you will, and Kansas didn't nearly see as much as some of the other states, but the dicamba issues with the new formulations that some of the seed companies have utilized has caused some consternation in some parts of the state, but ultimately continued adoption of different technologies will be imperative in terms of the bottom line and a future in farming.
Absolutely. The dicamba-tolerant soybeans, that was a speed bump. It's an education issue, and farmers have the opportunity to receive training again this winter to learn more about it and decide whether or not it's the right thing for their operation, build a comfort level, and use them, because it's critically important that we have that tool to take care of these weed problems that have become resistant. We have other new technologies in the pipeline, not too far away, and we want to make sure that as an industry, as a group of farmers, that we can utilize those new technologies, be respectful of the people around us, and continue to be good stewards of the land and get good results.
Our thanks to Lucas Heinen joining us here on Ag AM in Kansas. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Duane. Folks, come back after these messages for this week's Kansas Soybean Update.
KFRM is one of the largest farm radio stations in the nation, dedicated to informing and entertaining rural listeners from northern Oklahoma to southwestern Nebraska. You can catch KFRM in many ways. Of course, 550 on the AM dial, streaming at kfrm.com, or on your smartphone by going to the TuneIn Radio app, or on Ag AM in Kansas on Tuesdays and Facebook every day of the week. KFRM, tune us in. You'll be glad you did.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
This segment is brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Welcome back to Farm Factor and the Kansas Soybean Update.
This is the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Doug Shoup is joining us. He serves as the chair of the Kansas Soybean Yield and Value Contest. And Doug, the 2018 Kansas Soybean Expo, the awards were handed out. How did things go?
Oh, fantastic. We're down a little bit on our numbers this year, but that's to be understood. We had record production in the state, but we had a case of the haves and the have-nots. We had really high-yielding spots in Kansas, but we also had some areas that didn't get the rain they needed in the summer and late summer to really make those high yields. So I wasn't too surprised when our numbers were down a little bit for entries. But needless to say, we still had excellent soybean yields to present here at the Expo. We have a number of districts across the state. I think the things to highlight are we do specially recognize the top overall dryland winner, and that actually occurred in northeast Kansas, not in the normal corner, but it was by Kenny Wilson of Atchison, Kansas. He had a 5-acre contiguous acre plot yield of 93.34 bushels per acre. So he was our overall top dryland winner. Greg, you know that we've been chasing that 100 bushel mark forever, it seems like. We've never recorded a 100 bushel winner in our yield contest, but we finally did that this year. That was done by Meyer Farms in Sheridan County. This was irrigated conventional till category. He topped the yield contest, the overall state winner, the only 100 bushel winner in our contest at 100 bushels, 0.67. So he just barely got over the 100 bushel mark, but he sure did it. We're very proud of him and for what he accomplished. And for that award, he actually gets that extra $1,000 that we've been trying to give away to producers, and he finally reached up and snagged it. Can't also forget about the quality contest as well. We have to show producers what their end product is used for, how good of a quality of beans that we can raise in Kansas. We give awards out for the top 3 winners of our quality contest. Third place was Valerie Romine of Barton County. Second place was Chad Romine of Barton County. The top overall winner was Brandon Geiger. He was from Donovan County. He actually won his district, but he also came in with the highest quality bean yields in our quality contest. I think he benefited from some high oil prices this year too, which factored in his overall premium of an extra 97.8 cents a bushel premium that he got on his beans according to the formula that we get for oil and protein. I'm really appreciative of all the things that the Kansas Soybean Commission does for us. They sponsor this contest. They give out the award winners, and congratulations to Meyer Farms for actually hitting that 100 bushel mark.
That's Doug Shoup, who serves as the chair of the Kansas Soybean Yield and Value Contest Committee, and he joins us on the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Learn more at kansassoybeans.org. For Kansas Soybeans, I'm Greg Akagi.
Hope you enjoyed this week's Kansas Soybean Update. Stay with us after the break for more with Duane Toews and the 100 bushel winners of this year's Kansas Soybean Yield Contest.
All over the country, more and more communities are making the change to biodiesel made from U.S. soybean oil. And the decision continues, improving the health and welfare for millions of Americans while adding billions to our national economy.
What does a brighter, more sustainable future look like in our cities and towns, and how do we get there? When New York needed an alternative fuel source to reduce carbon emissions, the city found what it needed in biodiesel made from U.S. soybean oil.
Ladies and
and gentlemen, girls and boys, it's Shrine Circus time! Enjoy a weekend of thrills, chills, and tons of fun at the Kansas Expo Center February 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. See lions and tigers, elephants, high-flying trapeze artists, and watch a man shot out of a cannon. And Johnny Rocket, everyone's favorite, is back. For more information, visit ArabShrineCircus.com and be sure to thank our corporate sponsor, Security Benefit, the Arab Shrine Circus. Don't you dare miss it.
Welcome to the Jerry Thomas Gallery and Collection, where we feature my renowned artwork, frontier military, and Native American artifacts. In the painting behind me is Scouting the Trail. Two scouts overlook the Smoky Hill River Valley just north of the famous Monument Rocks, which are internationally renowned, as a column of 7th Cavalry parade north of the river. On this point, two scouts rode in a circle, and there were 18 cartridges found up there, and that meant that they usually were warning of impending danger and firing off their weapons. One of those weapons I feature in the gallery, a Spencer weapon, which we featured in the painting. Very unique and very honored to showcase this to you.
This segment brought to you by Sure Crop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
We're back. Now let's meet this year's overall Kansas Soybean Yield Contest winners and find out how they got to that long sought after 100 bushel mark.
Duane Toews joining you once again here on Ag AM in Kansas, and a chance to catch up with Meyer Farms. Rock and Marilyn Meyer join us here on the program today, and it was kind of a monumental event during the Kansas Soybean Expo. The first century mark broken, over 100 bushel per acre soybeans verified, and that certainly is a big task that the association have been looking for a long time. And Rock, tell us a little bit about your farming operation in the western end of the state and how the soybean yield this year came to pass.
Well, we farm in western Sheridan County with my son and my wife, and we planted with my son's new drill on 10-inch centers. We like planting with the driller and beans, covers the ground a little quicker, and we got blessed with 18 inches of rain this year, and usually we get 6 or 7. And so we only irrigated them about 6 or 7 inches, all the irrigation we put on it. And I give some credit, we spread manure on it 2 years ago, the ground, and then we put our cows on it on the corn stalks a year ago, pretty heavy. So we got a little extra fertilizer there, I guess. And right after we planted them or drilled them, we had a 2-inch rain. So they didn't come up the best, so we were kind of concerned. But we ended up with a population of about 130,000. And then it started raining, and we only had 3 or 4 days to hit 100 degrees. And there were some weeds out there. These were non-dicamba beans, and we were kind of disappointed. A lot of the neighbors had dicamba beans, and the leaves are nice and big around, and every leaf out in our field are curled up until the leaves, the bottom leaves started to come uncurled, and pretty soon taller and taller, and there were just beans everywhere. And then when we cut them, I knew they were going to be as good as last year. We had some 92 bushel beans in 2016. I knew they were going to be a little better, so the district guy, Pete Koster, and my Pioneer dealer, Dan Niblock, said we need to check these. So we checked them, and they were doing really good. And so they come out and had a person from the First State Bank come out and verify all the stuff we done. We cut a little over 9 acres out of the field, and it come up to 100.67 bushel.
Well, certainly it is an outstanding accomplishment to break that 100 bushel mark. They've been trying for a number of years with the state soybean yield contest, and you reference verified results on that. It's not just your word, not that you're not an honest individual, but for a contest purpose, they like to do that and verify those. But I want to bring up a point. Mother Nature pretty kind to you in that part of the state. It was in the irrigated category, but you referenced your irrigation bill wasn't this year what it has been in some years past for sure.
That's correct. We only, I think in August, our wells only run 11 days, and that's unheard of. 5 years ago, we had some dryland corn we didn't even pick, and the same field this year made 172 dryland in western Kansas. It rained a lot there this year, and it usually doesn't do that, but we were pretty blessed.
Well, our thanks to Rock Meyer and Meyer Farms joining us here on Ag AM in Kansas. An update on their monumental event for the Kansas Soybean Association, passing that 100 bushel mark soybean yield. For Ag AM in Kansas, I'm Duane Toews. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Duane. Stay tuned for this week's Kansas Farm Bureau update coming up next here on Farm Factor.
Tarwater Farm and Home has been family-owned and operated since its beginning in 1978. What you need for farm and agriculture, lawn and garden, clothing and footwear, and so much more. You'll be surprised at what you'll find in this huge store. They have what you need and lots of it. So come take a look. You'll discover that customer service is first and foremost. Always has been with the Tarwaters. Tarwater Farm and Home, 4107 North Topeka Boulevard. Soil is the life of a farm, and for 25 years, SureCrop Liquid Crop Nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. SureCrop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose SureCrop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more information.
Earlier in my life, I rode bucking horses and rodeos, and my shoulders took such a beating, and that was probably the reason for having several previous surgeries on both shoulders. About a year ago, I decided that I didn't want to have another surgery, and so I contacted Kansas Regenerative Medicine, took their treatment process. It was relatively pain-free. Now, after 8 months, my shoulders have healed to the point where I think I'm probably 90 to 95% of normal. It takes a couple of months to start to see results and feel real progress. That continued to increase gradually until now at approximately 8 months. And I'm extremely pleased. I've got full range of motion. I can lift weights, I can throw, I can do a lot of things that I couldn't do without a lot of pain previously. So I'm tickled to death with the results, and I'd recommend this process to anyone.
Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn for livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas Corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to Farm Factor and this week's Kansas Farm Bureau update.
President Donald Trump concluded the 99th American Farm Bureau Federation annual convention Tuesday, praising farmers and ranchers as the future of the nation.
The men and women in this room come from different backgrounds and from all across our land, but each of you carries the same title that's been proudly borne by patriots and pioneers, inventors and entrepreneurs, the title of, very proudly, American Farmer.
He championed policy successes for agriculture, including tax reform, a reduction of federal regulations, and the rollback of the Waters of the U.S. rule. Trump also signed 2 executive orders on stage in Nashville related to expanding rural broadband access.
Streamlining and expediting requests to locate broadband facilities in rural America. Supporting broadband tower facilities in rural America and federal properties managed by the Department of the Interior. Those towers are going to go up, and you are going to have great broadband.
President Trump pledged his support to farmers and ranchers during his address.
Thank you very much, Tennessee, and thank you for the honor of speaking here this afternoon. I'm thrilled to stand with you today, and I will be standing with you for many years to come. Together, we truly are making America great again.
Michael Clements, Nashville.
Stay with us. We'll be back after the break with Plain Talk.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
As fourth-generation farmers themselves, Heinen Brothers Ag Service understands the risk and rewards of farming. So when it comes to quality aerial and ground application, fertilizer, ag chemicals, and anhydrous ammonia, call Heinen Brothers Ag today, 800-760-4964.
Welcome to our Bar B, 8,000 plus square feet Western store with something for everyone in the family. We have boots, belts, hats, jeans, anything you could want to outfit you and your horse. Come visit our line of saddles. We have 400 plus new and used saddles in stock. We offer tack, grooming supplies, headstalls, breast collars, you name it, we've got it for you and your horse. That's our Bar B, 1 mile east of Highway 4 on Northeast 39th. Our Bar B, where Western is a way of life.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Corn. Learn more at kscorn.com.
Welcome back. Now let's see what Kyle and Duane are up to on Plain Talk.
Hi, this is Kyle Bauer with Plain Talk with the plaid-shirted Duane Toews.
Your fact or fiction question of the day, Kyle Bauer. Saliva from a human has a boiling point 3 times that of water. Fact or fiction?
600 degrees? That sounds bizarre. I would say no, that would be fiction.
Says it's true.
Oh, come on!
Now, I want to know, why would one need to know whether or not the boiling point of saliva?
Well, I'm a little curious. I'm thinking I'm going to get some friends together.
We're going to save up a gallon and see what it takes.
We got about 10 of us around a pot, and we were all passed out the tobacco juice.
Well, that's different. See,
Well,
you've
that's
altered
saliva.
it. Yeah, but you got the
Would be even a
tobacco.
higher because it has more solids in it. It'd be even a higher boiling
You
point,
think?
right?
I have no idea.
Well, come on, you had physics.
Not really sure.
Is that a
The
physics or a
solids?
chemistry thing?
Solids would boil.
Would be at a higher boiling point, wouldn't it?
No, I think. it
Oh,
would
you know,
be-
there's a lot of chemistry
No, it would
teachers that are
be
very disappointed
less,
in life
because it holds heat. It absorbs heat
Oh,
faster.
I think you're. Well,
Think
I'm
of
just. First of
gasoline.
all, we're going to cut off this. Okay, what do you mean? Think of gasoline? That is a lower boiling point.
Then water?
Yes.
Seems like it goes up in smoke quickly.
Well, it floats on the top. I'm just sure that, first of all, we don't know a darn thing about what we're talking about. So
Or
do not
chemistry.
take this to chemistry or
Anybody
physics
that's
class.
watching this to learn something factual might
Yeah,
be subject
and
to
it has
some
literally been.
qualifications.
Yesterday though, I saw my high school chemistry teacher.
Really?
Now I'm no young buck.
No,
Yeah,
you're not.
and my high
school, they had
and my
to be,
high school chemistry teacher was no young buck when
I was
we
gonna
were
say.
when I was in chemistry.
Well, better living through science, huh?
Well, I guess I don't know. To be honest, he looks like he's got another good 40 years in him to me.
You know, I'm really not looking forward to getting older.
Why?
If it's a
The alternative
requirement,
isn't very good.
Well, I don't know. I was with someone recently, and they were headed to bed, and the number of pills that they were taking astounded me. It was like 15. 15. That's like a meal when you swallow that much stuff.
Well, you don't have to take them.
Well, that's
then
what
you
I'm
wouldn't get old.
wouldn't get
See?
old.
You die young
I don't
if
know.
you didn't take them.
I gave them a hard time about better living through science when I helped them carry into a motel.
I know. Well, I just started taking high blood pressure medicine a few months
Really?
ago, and because it kept
inching
up, and one doctor. Well, see, the thing is okay. My optometrist mentioned it. My dentist mentioned it.
Your dentist?
Yeah, my dentist takes my blood pressure.
Excuse me?
Well, he doesn't want me to die on in his chair, I guess. I don't know, but he takes it too.
Seems odd.
And my doctor, which the poor guy'd be broke if he had to live on me, but now I'm getting to the age he's starting to pick up some cash on it. Thank goodness he lived long enough
to see you return some dividend.
some money there. But anyway, I'm now on my 3rd blood pressure medicine, and they all knock the blood pressure down. It's just the side effects that I didn't like. And the first one, I grew a horn, and the third one,
It's just the side effect. And this last one seems to be working, and except this one is literally 7 times higher priced than the first one that worked just fine.
Other than it didn't.
Yeah, other than the side effect.
Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Jamie Bloom, and I hope you enjoyed today's show. See you next week on Farm Factor.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.